What's going on, guys? It's Esther back with another video, and today I'm going to be sharing not mine, but a really good, fast and easy mac and cheese recipe. And this is going to be different to the type of videos I usually post on gaming. And I'll stop talking. And this is all you'll need. You'll need some milk, some paprika, salt, some cheese, a block of cheese, but I don't have that, so I got some mac and cheese. You can use a block of cheese and then use with cheese grater. That's a whole lot of cheese. You're gonna want your elbow macaroni. Sure, it says elbow, and some butter. And the first step to doing this is, obviously, you're gonna want a fucking pan, and you could use any type of pan. I mean, bro, it's a pot. I'm so dumb. That you're gonna want a pot. Doesn't matter what size, but the amount of, like, salt and stuff and cheese and butter will depend on what size your pot is. So you want to get your pot, and the first step is pretty freaking simple. Just, you're gonna want to wash it so the macaroni doesn't get stuck at the bottom. You're just gonna want to rinse it real quick. Make sure it's nice and moist, the pot. You just want to get the pot wet, so nothing sticks to the bottom of it. And also, this just fell. Alright, you got your pot, and you're also going to want to dry it so nothing happens to it. Alright, after you dry the pot, here's where the actual cookie comes in. You're going to want to get your elbow macaroni, and you're going to want to put some of it in. Okay, I forgot to tell you guys that you can use any type of pasta, and since I already made it, I'm going to be using this kind of pasta. You can use any pasta you want, so I'm going to just pour it in real quick. Alright, after you've put the pasta in, you're going to want to get your milk, and you're going to want to put a little bit. And then after you put it in, a lot of it's going to submerge, and that's perfectly normal. And then after you do that, you're going to want to obviously put it on the stove. So I'm going to put it on the stove. And turn that bad boy on to medium heat. Dead smack in the middle, medium heat. And also I turned it wrong, so I'm going to put it right there, dead smack in the middle. And then you're going to wait about 5 minutes, and I'll tell you when it's ready for the next step. And while you're waiting, you're going to also have to stir it. Alright, now that it's been sitting for a little bit, you're going to start to see on the edge of the pot that it's going to start, like, you see that little white on the edge, where if I, like, splash it upwards, it's going to leave a little, like, milk mark. That is when you're going to start putting the salt and the paprika. So you're going to want to get the salt, and you're going to put a little, wait, hold on. Yeah, and then you're going to want to get a tablespoon of it. Right, now that you got your salt, you're just going to want to put it in to the mix. And also, then after that, you're going to want to get your paprika. Right here. I want to open it. Hold on, let me just do that real quick. Now you're going to put some paprika inside. And you don't need a lot. That's just how much I want. I just want a little bit of paprika in it. And then when you're done putting the paprika on the salt, you're going to want to stir and stir until the milk turns into a little bit of a pinkish. So you're going to want to stir it, and you'll be done when the milk turns a bit pink and like the slightest red color from the paprika. You want to stir it. Then once it's turned pink, you're still going to want to stir it until about 10 minutes, about 5 to 10, depending on the size of pot. We just want to stir. And then when you're done, when it turns pink, we're going to want to leave it there. You're not going to stir anymore. You're just going to leave it there. And and the point where you turn off the heat is when, like, it starts to, like, foam. Where it seriously starts to foam, and it's about to foam out the pot. And then you're going to want to turn off the heat then, when it's starting to foam out. So I'll get to that part. Alright, it just started foaming again, and now when it does that, you're going to want to and then when it starts to foam, you're going to want to turn it off and leave it for a couple of minutes so it could let the pasta cook just a little bit more. Right, hold on. I freaking turned on something. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm good now. Alright, so what you want to do is now that it's calmed down and isn't foaming anymore, you're going to want to turn the stove back on so the milk could vaporize a little bit. So do that again, and you're going to stir, and it might take some minutes for it to start bubbling again. So you're just going to stir, make sure every single macaroni gets the piece of milk. And at first, when you boil macaroni with milk, I thought it was kind of gross, but it kind of makes sense, because if you ever smell macaroni, you will always smell that small distinct, that small smell of warm milk. It just happens. Every single macaroni, you can literally sniff any macaroni and pay close attention to the smell, and you'll always smell that tiny hint of warm milk, and it all comes from this. Right, it's starting to bubble up again, and the only reason we're doing this is so the milk vaporizes a little bit. So you don't want a lot of stew, and if you want the stew, yeah, it's okay. You can. Because if you want some stew, or a lot of stew, you don't have to do this. But since I don't want a low stew, okay, it's starting to boil. It's really starting to bubble. As you see, it's starting to bubble. And now that it's doing that, you're gonna put your spoon aside. And then you're going to let it sit for a little bit until it starts to bubble like hella. Right, now it's starting to bubble. I want to turn it off. Now. And now you're going to let it, and this is the last one. You're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. And I'll catch up with that. And also while you're waiting, you can also stir it. And stir it. And you'll know it's ready with the first one when you see if it sticks to the bottom of it, if it sticks, because if it does, you're doing good. Everything's going right. So you're gonna spill a little bit, but that happens. We make messes. Nobody is perfect when they're cooking, so you're gonna want to stir it. And after a couple minutes of stirring, it's a good idea to just get just one sample of the pasta, and then there's one sticking at the bottom. You're gonna want to get a sample. And then you're going to want to get a napkin ready. I'm going to put it onto the napkin. And you could put the freaking spoon back. And you can check if it's actually properly cooked. So let's check if it's cooked. Is it cooked yet? Okay, it needs a little bit more cooking. Yeah, it needs a little bit more cooking. So we're going to let it sit. Yes, because it still has heat and it will still be cooking. So let's catch up on that. And also, while you let it sit, it's also important to stir it around. So each individual piece of pasta gets its own share of heat. So, and it already looks like macaroni, but it's not. It ain't macaroni yet. You forgot to add cheese. So you want to stir for a couple of minutes, and I've been stirring for a bit now. And now I'm going to take another, no, I already got a sample. I'm going to take the sample of macaroni, place it down. So I'm going to just put it right there. Alright, and now, let's see if it's good. Okay, seems to be pretty good, but it still needs a couple more minutes of stirring, so I'm still gonna stir it around. We're not even we're about halfway done. No, we're 2/3 on the way done when you've got to this part. And this is my favorite recipe because it's pretty dang easy. It's hella easy. And this recipe is so easy, even though it is kind of nerve-wracking. It's pretty dang easy. So you're just gonna wanna. Alright, I'm just gonna stir. And it already looks like macaroni. On camera, it looks like macaroni. And that's because the pasta was yellow, so it makes sense. But I'm gonna have to clean up hella when I'm done cooking this. Alright, that might just be it. That might. Alright, I'm gonna get. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get the sample. I'm just gonna place it down. If I freaking could. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna place that down again. Okay, it's this one right here. So let's see. Okay, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna stir for about another minute, and I think it'll be good. So, nah, it might be already ready. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's ready now. So you're gonna want to just take out all the freaking macaronis that stuck to the spoon. And you're still gonna need the spoon. Keep in mind, you're still gonna need it. Right now, this is where the butter and cheese comes to play. Alright, you're gonna want to get your butter. You want to get your butter. And if I could freaking open it, because I have camera in my hand. Alright, you're gonna get your butter. You're gonna grab a spoon, and you're gonna grab a spoonful of the butter. And you're gonna want to plop that in. I missed. There we go. I'm gonna put it in there. And now this spoon, throw it away now. And now you're gonna need your cheese. And you're gonna want to grate about one third of the cheese block, but since I don't have a cheese block, and so I got and it has to be cheddar. It has to be cheddar cheese. And the macaroni and cheese, I got the packet from this because it uses cheddar cheese. It's gonna taste different for you guys, but hey, I still like it with this kind of cheese. Now this is the most important part of the entire thing, is the cheese. It's literally in the name. I'm gonna put it all in. No, not all of it. Not all of it. Because there's about a third of the packet in there. And now the last part, you're gonna stir this bad boy. And since it's still hot in the pan, you're gonna just want to stir. Because you don't have to turn on the heat. It's not necessary. So you're just gonna want to stir. And stir. And just stir. Until you think it's ready. So you're just gonna stir, and I'll keep up with that. Alright, it is now done. I finished stirring it. And now, but I left a big mess, so let me clean that up real quick. Alright, the next part's pretty obvious now. It's obviously gonna serve, bro. Now, I'm gonna serve it. Wanna serve your macaroni. Hold on. And I don't want a lot, cause I wanna sample. So yeah, I'll eat the rest later probably. Alright. Now, alright, I forgot to clean this up. My little sample table. Right, next part. Alright. Right, taste test. To see that this is actually pretty good. Alright, get the spoon. It smells good. Alright, taste test. Damn, that is good. Bro, on God, on my mouth, bro, this is good. Bro, for lunch, this is a 10 out of 10. Honestly, bro. Damn, this is good. Alright, thank you guys for watching. And if you enjoyed the video and if this helped, oh frick, make sure to like and subscribe, because we're trying to make our way to 50 subs on this channel. And before I end the video, I want to give credit to where I found this site, because I gotta give credit to where I found this recipe, because this is goddamn good. Even though, yeah, I did change some things, because I removed black pepper and I added butter. So if you guys want to check out the origin to this recipe, I'll put the link in the description. And anyways, thank you guys for watching. Bye.